Marcus turned his key in the lock, exhausted from the canceled business trip. The house was supposed to be empty. Alina had mentioned something about a spa day. But as the door clicked shut behind him, he heard voices upstairs, low, intimate, unmistakable. Welcome, story lovers. Stay blessed. Before we jump into this exciting story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories. He froze at the base of the staircase, briefcase still in hand. The voices grew clearer. Laughter. His wife's laughter. Then a man's voice, deep and unfamiliar. Before Marcus could move, a hand gripped his arm. Rosa, their maid of 3 years, appeared from the hallway. Her dark eyes were wide, urgent. She pressed a finger to her lips and pulled him toward the kitchen. "Mr. Hale, please," she whispered. "Not yet." "What the hell do you mean, not yet?" Marcus's voice shook. "My wife is upstairs with—" "I know." Rosa's grip tightened. "I know exactly who she's with. And if you go up there right now, you'll lose everything." Marcus stared at her. The woman who'd always been invisible. Background noise in his perfectly curated life now stood between him and his rage. "Listen to me," Rosa said, her voice steady despite the trembling in her hands. "This isn't just an affair. It's bigger than that. Much bigger." Upstairs, a door opened. Footsteps moved across the hallway. Elena's voice drifted down, playful and light. "Give me 10 minutes, darling. I need to make sure everything's in place." Marcus's jaw clenched. Every instinct screamed at him to storm upstairs to destroy whatever illusion his life had become. But something in Rosa's expression held him back. Fear, not for herself, for him. "Come with me," she whispered, pulling him toward the back door. "There's something you need to see first. Something I've been collecting for months." "Months." Marcus's voice cracked. "You knew for months." "I needed proof." Rosa glanced toward the stairs. "Proof they couldn't destroy. Because, Mr. Hale, what they're doing to you, it's not just betrayal, it's demolition." The front door upstairs opened and closed. A car engine started outside. Rosa exhaled. "He's gone. Now we can talk." Rosa led Marcus to the small room off the kitchen where she kept her belongings. From beneath her bed, she pulled out a locked metal box. Her hands shook as she opened it. "I should have come to you sooner," she said, spreading documents across the small desk. "But I needed to be sure. I needed everything." Marcus stared at the papers. Bank statements, screenshots of text messages. His hands moved mechanically, picking up one document after another, his mind refusing to process what he was seeing. "She's been moving money," Rosa said quietly. "Small amounts at first, then larger. Always 2 accounts you don't know about." "How do you know about my accounts?" "'Cause she talks, Mr. Hale. She talks on the phone in this house like I'm furniture, like I don't exist." Rosa's voice hardened. "People forget that invisible doesn't mean deaf." Marcus found his voice. "Who is he?" "Richard Brennan, her attorney." Rosa pulled out a photograph printed from a security camera. "He's been coming here every Thursday for 6 months, always when you're at the office or traveling." The room tilted. Marcus sat down hard on the edge of the bed. "An attorney," he repeated. "It gets worse." Rosa handed him another folder. "I installed a recording app on the house security system. The one she doesn't know about. The backup system the previous owner left. I've been saving everything." She pressed play on her phone. Elena's voice filled the small room, crystal clear. "Has no idea. By the time he figures it out, the accounts will be empty and the papers will be filed." "Richard, darling, you're a genius." The man's voice responded. "Just make sure he looks like the bad guy. To gambling, the secret accounts. It all needs to point to him. Then you're free and we split everything." Marcus's hands clenched into fists. "She's framing me." For months, Rosa stopped the recording, planting evidence, creating paper trails. making it look like you're hiding money, gambling it away, preparing to abandon her. Why? The word came out broken. We've been married 12 years. Rosa's expression softened with something like pity. Because you're worth $42 million, Mr. Hale, and she's decided she'd rather have that than you. Marcus stood, pacing the tiny room. Everything he'd built, everything he'd trusted, crumbling in the space of 20 minutes. There's more, Rosa said quietly. He turned to her. More, much more. And Mr. Hale, it involves your business too. Rosa opened her laptop, navigating to a hidden folder. 3 weeks ago, Mrs. Hale had a meeting here. With Richard and another man. They didn't know I was in the laundry room. She played another recording. Elena's voice again, but colder this time. Calculating. Once the divorce is filed, the company's reputation takes the hit. Marcus will be too busy defending himself to notice the investor meeting. That's when David makes his move, hostile takeover while Marcus is distracted. Jesus Christ. Marcus sank against the wall. David Chen. My partner. Rosa nodded. Your wife, your attorney, and your business partner. All working together. The affair isn't the plan, Mr. Hale. It's the distraction. Marcus felt like he was drowning. Why didn't you tell me immediately? Because they'd have destroyed the evidence, changed tactics. Claimed I was lying. A disgruntled employee with a grudge. Rosa's voice shook slightly. Who would believe the maid over your wife? Over your lawyer? I needed proof that couldn't be dismissed. Proof that couldn't be explained away. She pulled out more documents. Emails. Financial records showing Elena meeting with David months before the affair began. Drafts of divorce papers already written. Already allocating assets. They've been planning this for 8 months, Rosa said. Since January. Since you told her about the new investor deal that would triple the company's value. Marcus's chest tightened. 8 months of lies. 8 months of pretending. Every kiss, every smile, every I love you, calculated. The divorce papers are ready to file Monday, Rosa continued. The investor meeting is Tuesday. By Wednesday, you'd have lost your wife, your fortune, and your company. How do you know all this? Because I listened. I watched. I see. Every scrap of evidence I could find. Rosa met his eyes. And because last week, your wife fired me. Marcus looked up sharply. What? She said I was too observant, that she felt uncomfortable with me in the house. Rosa's smile was bitter. She was right to be uncomfortable. I've been recording everything. Then why are you still here? 'Cause I don't officially leave until tomorrow. And because I made a promise to myself. Rosa's voice steadied with quiet determination. I've spent 3 years watching you build something real. Watching you treat people with respect, including me. I wasn't going to let them take it all without a fight. Marcus stared at this woman he'd barely noticed, who'd risked everything for a truth she had no obligation to protect. Why? He asked. Why would you do this for me? Rosa was quiet for a moment, then looked directly at him. Because 5 years ago, I was married to a man who stole everything from me. Our savings, our home, my reputation. He was smart, made it look like I was the problem. And when I tried to prove the truth, no one believed me. I was just some woman scorned, making accusations. Her voice didn't waver. I lost everything because I had no proof. So when I saw what she was doing to you, I decided, not again. Not if I could stop it. Marcus felt something shift in his chest. She fired you for knowing too much. She fired me because she's scared. Bullies always are when someone sees through them. I'll make sure you're compensated. Whatever you need, I don't want your money, Mr. Hale. Rosa closed the laptop. I want you to fight back. Smartly, the way they won't expect. Marcus pulled out his phone. I'm calling my real attorney right now. Good. Copy everything first. Multiple backups. Rosa handed him a USB drive. It's all here. Every recording, every document, every lie. An hour later, Marcus stood in his living room as Alina walked through the front door, refreshed from her spa day. "Marcus, you're home early." Her smile was perfect, practiced. "Is everything okay?" "Everything's fine." His voice was calm, controlled. "Actually, I wanted to talk to you about our anniversary trip next month. I've been thinking about Rome." Alina's expression flickered, just for a second. Confusion, calculation. Then the smile returned. "That sounds wonderful, darling." "Great. We'll plan it this weekend." Marcus kissed her cheek, feeling nothing. "I've cleared my schedule." As Alina headed upstairs, Rosa appeared from the kitchen, carrying her final box of belongings. "Rosa, before you go," Marcus said clearly, "I wanted to thank you for everything. You've been more honest with me than most people I've trusted for years." Alina turned on the stairs, eyes narrowing slightly. Rosa met her gaze, then looked at Marcus. "Some people mistake silence for ignorance. That's their biggest mistake." She walked out the front door, head high. Monday morning, Elena's attorney received a cease and desist. Tuesday, David's hostile takeover collapsed when Marcus revealed he'd known for weeks. Wednesday, Alina found divorce papers on the kitchen counter filed by Marcus, with evidence attached that her own lawyer couldn't refute. Marcus kept the house, the company, his reputation. Rosa. She started her own security consulting firm, specializing in one thing: teaching people to see what others try to hide. Because the truth doesn't need to shout, just needs someone brave enough to collect it, piece by piece, and present it when the time is right. Justice isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a quiet woman with a metal box, risking everything because she remembers what it is like to have nothing and refuses to watch it happen to someone else.